Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to good evening and welcome to the Genesis online refresher course. Okay. Now, in this class we have almost completed some 7-8 hours of aptitude training, correct? Now we'll do the remaining topics. Well, before we start the class, I wanna announce one thing. See, I'm telling you this every day, and even then many people are not attending the quizzes. It is only around 20-30, that's it. So please guys, the quizzes are made for you, so please go and attend the quiz. Clear? And in the description only I mentioned the quiz link and also the feedback form. Once you finish the class, once you attend the class, you can go and attend the quiz on the same topic. Jinkar, good evening. Good evening, Jinkar. So you can go and attend the quiz on the same topic. And the Telegram channel link is also mentioned. You can join the Telegram channel, and if you have any queries, any doubts, even after the class, you can ask your queries in the comment box. In the Telegram channel. Clear? Well, now let us not delay and get started with the class. Here in the 15 hours of online courses, I told you we'll be covering quantitative aptitude topics and some reasoning topics which are important for your placements. In this, first we have already completed number system, percentages, profit and loss, time and work, time, speed and distance, permutation and combination, probability, averages, mixtures and alligation, ratio, proportion and variation. That is, this one is today's class. Okay, and in the next class, I mean in the tomorrow's class, if we complete data interpretation, that means we have completed all the quantitative aptitude topics. Now, if any one of you missed any of the classes out of all these classes, you can go and attend those classes. Okay, and you can find the link in the Telegram channel as well, I have mentioned, or if not, if you can search it in the Genesis YouTube channel, there you can see an online refresher course playlist. Okay, in that playlist you will get all the videos. Okay, so well, now in the reasoning topics we'll be covering number series, letter series and coding and decoding, blood relation and direction sense, clocks and calendars, seating arrangement. So these are the few important topics that we'll be covering from the aptitude. Now, when it comes to today's class, it will be ratio, proportion and variation. Now, before we get into solve the problems on ratio, proportion and variation, first let us understand what is the ratio, what do you mean by proportion and what do you mean by variation. Only then if we get into the problems, we'll be able to understand the difference between the problems, whether this problem is based on ratio or is it based on proportion or is it based on variation, correct? So now let us get started. When it comes to ratio, here a ratio is a comparison between the two quantities which are of the same kind. So what I am saying, okay, let me write here ratio. If I say ratio, which means it's a comparison. Ratio is nothing but comparison of two quantities which are of same kind. Now what do you mean by same kind? For example, if I say 15 liters of milk, if you are going to compare or take the ratio between 15 liters of milk is to 10 liters of milk, what will be the ratio? Ratio will be 3:2, correct? Now this comparison is correct because they both are of same types, they both are liquid and the measurement is in terms of liters. Now instead of this, if I have to compare 2 kg of iron to 1 liter of milk, how will you compare it? How will you compare 2 kg of iron with 1 liter of milk? It can't be compared, right? First of all, this is a solid and this is a liquid. So you cannot compare these kind of items. So understood what do you mean by same kind? Clear? Okay. Now what these terms are called as? Now I said this is a proper ratio. Here we are comparing of two quantities which are of same kind. These are called as this 3, the first term. If 3 is the first term, then I'll call it as antecedent. Okay. What is antecedent? Okay. The term, remember the name of the terms is not so important, but still I'll mention it. And the second term will be called as consequent. Okay. The first term is antecedent and the second term is consequent. Okay. First thing. And the next thing when it comes to ratios is, if somebody says the ratio of the two numbers is x is to y, then that doesn't mean that the first number is x and the second number is y. Okay. So what it means? It means the numbers may be, it can be x and y, the numbers may be x and y. You cannot say it for sure that the numbers are x and y. Okay. The numbers may be, I'll multiply some constant c to x, cx is to cy. When you will multiply it with some number where c is a non-zero constant. Okay. When you multiply it with a non-zero constant, whatever the number you get, that can be your numbers. Okay. So the ratio remains the same. Whatever the constant number, whatever I am multiplying here with the c, it can be, for example, okay, let me take ratio if x is 2 is to 3. Now here 2 is to 3. Now I have to multiply it with some constant number. Let us say for example I will multiply it with 2. Now what will happen? Okay, 2 into 3 into 2. 2 into 2 which gives me 4. 3 into 2 again it gives me 6. Now can I cancel it again and come back to same 2 is to 3? 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. So this is 2 is to 3. Correct? Now what is the ratio? Is it same? Understanding? So now what I am trying to make you understand with this is, whenever you multiply with any constant number to a ratio, I am going to multiply it with c. Then the ratio remains the same. Ratio is going to remains the same. Even when you divide also for this particular ratio or number, if you divide it by some constant number also, the ratio will remain the same. But if you add and subtract, then the ratio will change. But if you multiply and divide, the ratio will not change. If you add and subtract, then the ratio is going to change. Third thing. Next. The next thing is here, if two ratios are given like this. One ratio I will write x is to y. I will give you one more ratio which is y is to z. Then you can simply write them as x is to y is to z. Okay. Understood? So this is about the ratios. Any doubt in ratios? Anybody? Any doubt in ratios? If you have any doubt in ratios, please let me know. Okay. So no doubts. Now you understood what is ratios. Let us understand what is proportion. Okay. The next thing is proportion. Proportion. Okay. Now what is proportion? The equality of two ratios is called as proportion. Okay. How? If I say A is to B is one ratio and C is to D is another ratio, the equality of two ratios is called as proportion. This is proportion. Okay. You can also write this in this way. A is to B proportion C is to D. Clear? So you can write the proportion in any manner. In a proportion, first and the fourth term are known as extremes. Okay. First and the fourth term. This is the first term and this is the fourth term. These two are known as extremes. Okay. Now the second and third term, these are known as means. We'll call the second and the third term as means. Okay, so what we have to do? Simple. This means product of means is always equal to product of extremes. Product of extremes. Clear? Product of means is equal to product of extremes. Means which are B and C. So B into C is equal to A into D. A and D are extremes. Clear? So this is about the proportion. Now here you will come with the duplicate proportion and okay, no doubts. Okay, Shankar. Here you can also see the duplicate proportion, duplicate ratio, triplicate ratio, subduplicate, subtriplicate, all of them. But not in most of the questions we will use them, even though I will mention all those things. Okay. First we will take one ratio, A is to B. Now for this ratio you have to find a duplicate ratio. How will you find? Simple. The duplicate ratio of this will be A square is to B square. If they ask you to find the duplicate ratio of A is to B, you just have to do this. A square is to B square. If they ask you to find subduplicate ratio, then simple, you have to take a root of A and root of B. That is subduplicate ratio. Now for the same thing, if they ask you to find the triplicate ratio, I think you have got it now, right? So what it will be? A cube is to B cube. And subtriplicate will be obviously cube root, correct? Cube root of A is to cube root of B. Understood? Now this is about a proportion. Okay. Now I hope you understood. Ratio. Ratio means what? Ratio is a comparison between two quantities which are of same kind, and the proportion is the equality of two ratios is called a proportion. Now the last term is variation. Now what is variation? Okay. Any doubt in this ratios? Sorry, ratio and proportion. Anybody any doubt? If you have any doubt, let me know and then we'll get into the variation. Okay. Because without understanding the term, there is no use of going to problems. Variation. Anybody any doubt? Okay. So if there are no doubts, now let us study the term variation. What is variation? Now, okay, let me write. Variation. Now by the word itself you might have understood. Variation means what? It is varying. Now what is varying? So say for example, if you take two quantities A and B, okay, maybe such that as one quantity changes in value, the other quantity also changes in value, bearing certain relationship to the change in the value of the first quality. Okay, means what? Okay, if A and B are two values, if B value changes, the A value will also change. In what way they will change? They are connected with some particular relationship, certain relationship. It can be anything. In that, what kind of relationship will do? There will be three kind of variations here when it comes to their relationship. Direct variation, second is indirect variation, and next is joint variation. Okay, direct, indirect and joint variation. Now if I say direct variation, then x is proportional to y, means x varies as y varies. Okay, x varies as y. Okay, if there is a change in y, then x will also change. If y increases, x increases. If y decreases, x decreases. Clear? This you can write it as x is equal to some constant k into y. Not so much is required. Well, even then. Now indirect variation. Now what I will do? X is indirectly proportional to y. Okay. Here I have taken x directly proportional to y. Here I have taken x indirectly proportional to y. Actually, we will take this different term z. Okay. X is indirectly proportional to z. Here what happens? If z increases, x decreases. If z decreases, x value will increase. This is called indirect variation. Now the next thing is joint variation. Simple joint variation, you are going to combine these two. Okay. How the x varies? X varies with both y and z. Okay. Variation in y and z both will influence the value of x. Clear? So x is equal to constant into y by z. This is called a joint variation. Now we learnt about the terms ratio, proportion and variation. Is there any doubt till here? Anybody, any doubt in the words? Golpadi Somnath, no ma'am, no ma'am. Okay, so no doubt. That's great. Okay. Now if you have understood this, now we'll get into the problems. Okay, we'll start solving the problems now. Well, let us try to solve the first problem. Okay. Here the first problem is two numbers are respectively 20% and 50% more than a third number. The ratio of the two numbers is. So what they are saying, there are two numbers which are respectively, one is 20% more than a third number and another one is 50% more than a third number. What you have to find is, you have to find the ratio of those two numbers. Okay. Now for example, since they are saying they are comparing these two numbers with the third number, we'll take this number as a first number and we'll take this number as a second number and we'll compare it. So to compare it with the third number, we'll take the third number itself as some variable, for example x, because we don't know the value of the third number. Now what about the second number? Second number is 50% more than a third number. So 50% more than third number means what? If I take x is 100%, then the second number is 50% more than that. That is 150% of x. Or if x is 100x, then I'll take this as 150x or 150. Okay, you can also take it as a value, just values 100, and I'll take this instead of 150x. Why I need x? So I'll take this as 150 alone. Okay, let us not even talk about this x only. Okay, we'll consider the third number 100% value, which is 100. We'll consider the second number, which is 50%, which should be 50% more than the third number. So 50% of 100 is 50. So 100 plus 50 will be 150. What about the first number? First number is 20% more than the third number. Now third number is 100. Now what is 20% of 100? It is 20. So it should be 20% more, means 100 plus 20, which is 120. Now what they are asking? They are asking the ratio of these two numbers. Okay. The first number is 120. The second number is 150. Ratio. How will you find? 3 4s are 3 5s are. So what is the ratio? 4:5. Simple. Any doubt? Anybody? Any doubt? See, if any of the value is not given, you can, and which is a whole value, then you can consider that value as the 100% or 100 and then calculate the answer. Clear? Okay. Now let us go to the second question. The ratio of the number of boys and girls in a college is 7:8. Okay. Now what they are saying? The ratio of the boys and girls they have given, which is 7:8. If the percentage increase in the number of boys and girls be 20% and 10% respectively, what will be the new ratio? Okay. So how are you gonna do this? Simple. What is the initial ratio? Boys and girls, which is 7:8. Correct? Now what's happening? There is an increase of 20% in boys and there is an increase of 10% in girls. Correct? So if I take the 7 itself as 100%, then there has to be a 20% increase in it. Okay. So how will you find? Either you have to find a 20% of 7 and then add the value to it and take 10% of 8, that will become 0.8, and then add 0.8 to it and then find the ratio. You can do that. Or else, if you don't want to do it in a decimal values, you can simply take this 7 as 100%, then 20% increase means 120%, correct, into 7. Okay, there is an increase. Next value is 120% of 7. And if I take this 8 as 100%, there is an increase of 10%. So I will take 110% of 8. Clear? So 100 and 100 will get cancelled. 0, 0 get cancelled. Now how will you do? Okay. 4 2s are 8 and 4 3s are 12. 3 into 7 21. 11 into 2 22. So what is the ratio? Ratio is 21:22. Is this clear? So no doubts? Well, if you understood this particular problem, let us go to the third problem. So the answer for this is option C, which is 21:22. Next question. Yeah. Okay. Now what they have said is, if rupees 782 be divided into 3 parts, what you have to do? You have to take this 82 rupees and you should divide it into 3 parts. Proportional to 1/2, one part should be half, another part should be 2/3 and one more part should be 3/4. Then the first part will be, okay. So they are asking about the first part. How you gonna find this? Simple. What you have to do? First, take a LCM of these proportions because they are in terms of ratio. So this is not actual value, they are in terms of ratio. That's why take an LCM of this and get the actual part. Okay. What is the first part? What is the second part? Likewise. So LCM. LCM of 2, 3 and 4. Since they are co-prime to each other, 2, 3 and 4 are co-prime to each other, the LCM of these 3 numbers is 24. Okay. So if LCM is 24, what are these numbers? 2 into 12, which will become 12, 3 into 8, 3 into 8, 8 2s are 16, and then 4 into 6 will be 24. So 3 into 6 will be, okay, 3 into 6 will be 18. Done. Now find the ratio of this. Yes or no? LCM you don't need it now because you have already taken it. What is this ratio? You need it. 12, 16 and 8. Can I even simplify it? Yeah, I can do it, right? 4 2s are, 4 4s are, 4 3s are, right? So, oh sorry, this is 18. Sorry guys, this is 18. You cannot do it. 12 is to 16 is to 18. Since 18 is not divisible by 4, so I can simplify it with 2. 2 6s are, 2 8s are, 2 9s are. Okay. So the final ratio is 6 8 9. Now what is the first part? First part is 6 out of total. You have to take the total of it. 6 plus 8 14, 14 plus 9 23. It is 6 out of 23 is the first part. Now they are asking only about the first part and total of first part. What is the total amount? 782. Now simplify this. 23 ones are 23, 3s are 69, and then 9 is remaining, 23, 4s are 92. So 6 into 34 is how much? 6 into 3 18 and 6 into 4 12. So 24, then 180 plus 24 will become 204. So the answer is option D, rupees 204. Clear? So I hope there is no doubt here. If you have any doubt, any confusion, please let me know. Okay, next question. So no doubt till here, are you guys understanding? Okay. So how will you do it? A sum of money is to be distributed among A, B, C, D in the proportion 5:2:4:3. If C gets rupees 1000 more than D, what is the total amount is the question. Now since they have given the proportion of A is to B is to C is to D, which is 5:2:4:3, correct? Now I don't know, this is actually the ratio of those values, I don't know the actual value. Before that, before I compare this, what I'll do, I'll get the actual value. Since I don't know the actual value, and how will you get the actual value? You'll multiply it with the constant number. So for example, constant number, I'll take x. So multiply it with x. 5x, 5 into x, 5x, and then no need of ratio, and then this becomes 5x, 2 into x, this becomes 2x, 4 into x becomes 4x, 3 into x becomes 3x. Done. So these are actual values of A, B, C and D. Next, the question, what they are saying is, if C gets rupees 1000 more than D, this is C and C is getting how much? He is getting rupees 1000 more than D. Means if for 3x, if you add 1000 rupee extra, that will become the value of C, and which is 4x. Now how will you find the value of x? 4x, you will take the 3x to the other side, which becomes x, which is equal to 1000. Now you know the value of x, substitute here in all of them, and what you have to find? You have to find the total amount. Simple. Now 1000, if you substitute here, this will become 5 into 1000, 5000, this will become 2000, this will become 4000, and this becomes 3000. So what's the sum total here? 5000 plus 4000, 9000, 11,000, 14,000, correct? So the answer is option A, 14,000. Clear guys? So I hope you understood. Sing, yes ma'am. Okay, great. Okay, read the next question. Okay. Now, when you read the next question, in a college, the ratio of the number of boys to girls is 8:5. So, the ratio of number of boys to girls is 8:5. If there are 160 girls, so how many girls are there? 160. Now, can you equate this 5 to 160? No. This you need to convert that into an actual value. How will you get the actual value? When you don't know the value, you will just multiply with some constant number. Actual value of boys will be 8x. Actual value of girls, you will take it as 5x. Now what they have given? There are 160 girls, means 5x is equal to 160. The total number of students in the college is, now you have to find a total number of college means what? You have to find 8x plus 5x. Simple. So if 5x is equal to 160, find what is x. So what is the value of x? 5 ones are, 5 3s are, and 5 2s are. So x is equal to 32. Substitute the value of x here and find the value. So 8x plus 5x, which is what I need, right? So 8 into 32 plus 5 into 32, correct? One thing you can do, or else if you don't want to calculate them separately and do, take 8x plus 5x, total 13x. Now 13 into 32, both will give you this and this, both will give you the same answer, 416. Okay, 32 into 10, 320, and then 32 into 3 is 96, so it will become 416. Okay, yeah, correct. Sing, your answer is correct, which is 416. Clear? Others, I hope no doubt still here. If you understood, we'll go to the next problem. Okay. Anybody? Any doubt till here? Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds of time. If you have any doubt till here, let me know, and then we'll go to the next problem. Okay, so the answer is B, no doubts. Okay, 14,000. What is the answer? Last one you are giving answer. Correct, Vishnu. It's 14,000, last one. Okay, now read the next question. Aman, Kamal and Ratan start a business. So there are three people who are starting a business. The ratio of their investments is 12:4:3. Now this 12:4:3 is what? Okay, we'll take three people. Aman, one is Aman, next is Kamal, and then next is Ratan, right? Now next what they have given? They have given the ratio of the investment. So investment ratio, correct? So investment ratio is how much? Aman is 12 and next Kamal is 4 and next guy is 3. If at the end of the ratio of their profits is 3:16:9. So ratio of their profits is equals to 3:16:9. Then what is the ratio of time period of their investment? So what they are asking? They are asking the ratio of the time ratio. So first one if I take T1, second one I will take T2, third one I will take T3. Okay. So understood the question? They have given, initially they have invested some amount and the ratio of that amount of all these three people, Aman, Kamal and Ratan, is 12, 4 and 3. And next the ratio of their profit is 3, 16 and 9. Okay, after certain amount of time, after they completed certain amount of time, they got the profit and the profit ratio is 3:16:9. Now they are asking the ratio of the time period, which is T1, T2, T3. Now how you gonna find it? Simple. For this we have a formula, which is T is equal to P divided by investment I. Okay, where P is a profit, I is investment. Okay, if you want to find the ratio of times, what you just have to do? You just have to take P and P by I for all of them. Profit P and here it is I. Okay, so what is P value here? For the first one I will write here. For the first one, which is T1. Okay, let me write here. T1, what is the value of P? 3 divided by what is the value of investment, which is 12. So the ratio becomes 1/4. T2, what is the profit? 16. What is the investment? 4. So the ratio time is 4. Time ratio only we are finding. Okay. T3, Singh is saying answer is C. Yeah, it can be the correct answer. So T3, the ratio, it is 9 divided by 3, which is 3. Now take the LCM of all of it and then you will get an answer. So 1/4 is to 4:3. If I take 4 as the LCM, then it becomes 1:16:12. So the ratio is 1:16:12. Clear? So yeah, correct. Singh, your answer is correct. The answer is 1:16:12. Clear, guys? So I hope you understood this particular problem. Now let us go to the next problem. Now we have solved almost some 6 questions. This time I'll give you 1 minute time and you guys have to solve these questions. Okay? Well, let us start the time. Yeah, fortunately this time the timer is working now. Yes, answers please. Okay, so the time is up. Now excuse me, the salaries A, B, C are in the ratio 2:3:5. So what they are given? They have given the ratio of salaries which is 2:3:5. If the increment of 15%, 10% and 20% are allowed respectively in their salaries. Okay, so this is A, B and C. For A salary there is a 15% increment, for B there is an increment of 10% and for C there is an increment of 20%. Then what will be the new ratio of their salaries? We have solved one which is a similar kind of problem. Oh great, Singh is saying 23, 33, 60, great. Even Jenkar is saying the same answer. Yeah, it can be the correct answer, or it is the correct answer. Okay, now if you increase it, how will you write it? If I take 2 itself as a 100%, then 15% increment means 115 divided by 100 into 2, which is equal to 10%, 110 divided by 100 into 3 is to this one, 20% increment, 120 divided by 100 into 5. So 100, 100, 100, you will cancel all of it, and then here you can start doing it with 5. Okay, so if I take 5 here, 5 ones are, then 5 twos are 10, 5 twos are, yeah, 10, and then 5 twos are, 5 threes are. Okay, now you can multiply all of that, or you can cancel everything with 2. 2 ones are, 2 11s are, and then 2 60s are. Correct. So this becomes 23, then 11 into 3, 33 is to 60. So what's the ratio? Which is 23 is to 33 is to 60. Correct? Okay. So Jenkar, Singh, your answers are correct. Next question. So please read the question and try to answer it. Yes, answer please. Okay, time up. So let us do this. Two numbers are in the ratio 3:5. If 9 is subtracted from each, the new numbers are in the ratio 12:23. Simple. Then you have to find the out of these two which is the smaller number. As simple as that. Now I'll take two numbers which are A and B. Okay. And what's the ratio? The ratio is 3:5. Now what I have to do? I have to subtract 9 from these numbers. So if I have to subtract, I cannot subtract A minus 9. So what I'll do, since I already know the ratio, I'll multiply this with some constant number x. So now this is what? This becomes my actual number. Now the A value is 3x, B value is 5x. From this I can subtract 9. Then what happens? This becomes 3x minus 9 and this becomes 5x minus 9. Now after subtracting, then the ratios will become 12:23. So how will you write? 3x minus 9 divided by 5x minus 9, which will become, the ratio will become 12/23. Ratio you can also write it in P by Q form. Okay. Now if you find the value of x, then you can substitute here in the smaller value. Obviously 3x has to be a smaller value, right? So you will substitute here in place of 3x and get the smaller value. Simple. So cross multiply these numbers. When you cross multiply 23 into 3x, okay, let me do it here. This becomes 23 into 3x minus 9, which is equal to 12 into 5x minus 9. Okay. Now, what will be the value of 23 into 3x? 23 into 3 is how much? 69x. Yes or no? Minus 23 into 9. 23 into 9 will be 20. I think now you guys are able to hear me. Yeah. So I hope now the screen is visible. Let me start. The sum of three numbers is 98 if the ratio of the first to second is 2:3 and that of the second to third is 5:8. Then the second number is a question. So what they have given? They have given you the sum of the total three numbers. Okay. Yeah, great. So it's fixed. Well, so they have given you the sum of total three numbers and you don't know what are those numbers. But they have given the ratios. So what is the ratio? If I take the first value as A and the second value as B, A is to B ratio is 2:3. Now, that of second to third means B is to C will take, which is 5:8. Then the second number is, do you remember beginning only I told you if they give you two ratios, x is to y is to z, then you can write it as x is to y is to z. So same here, A is to B is to C, you can write it here as A is to B is to C. Correct? Now the problem arises. When you look at this, A value I can write 2, C value is there is only one value, I can write it as 8. But there are two B values, which one will you write is the question. Correct? Now for that, what you are gonna do is question. Correct? What you have to do is, instead of writing this, I'll tell you how you gonna calculate it. A is to B is to C. Write it here and then write the first value, which is 2:3. What is the second values? 5:8. Write it down here. Now do the multiplication in this way. 2 into 5 how much? 10 is to 3 into 5 how much? 15 is to 3 into 8 how much? 24. This is a new ratio of A is to B is to C. Okay. So 10:15 is to 24 is the ratio of A is to B is to C. Now what they are asking? They are asking only the second number. So what is the second number? B, which is 15. 15 out of how much? 10 plus 15, 25 plus 24, it is 49 into. What is the total number? Sum of all those three numbers? 98. So second number is 15 by 49 parts of 98. Now calculate. 49 ones are 49 twos are 15 into 2, 30. So what's the answer? Answer is option B. Yeah, option B is correct. 30. Correct. Correct, Jankar. Now we'll come to the last question of the day. Okay. So try to solve this question and I'll start a timer. Here goes the timer. Did anyone got the answer? Option is option B, 2:1. Is it 2:1? Okay. Let us see. Okay. What's the answer? We'll see. Maybe it can be reverse also. Please try one more time and see what they are asking. Okay. Well, what they have said, X income is 3/4 of Y's income. Correct? And X expenditure is 4/5 of Y's expenditure. If X income is 9/10 of Y's expenditure, find the ratio of X saving to Y's saving. Right? Now, what they are given? They have given the ratios. Correct? They have given income. They are talking about income. If I take income, they are just compared here. Variation compared. X income is 3/4 of Y's income. That means if I say if X income is, for example, 3x, okay, X income I will take 3x, then I will take this as X and this as Y, okay, income. Then what is Y's income? I will take it as 4x, right? So X income is 3/4 of Y's income. X expenditure is 4/5 of Y's expenditure. So then if I go to expenditure, now what I will take is, I will take expenditure. Oh, I have already taken X. Let me take it as G. Okay. If X expenditure is 4G, then Y's expenditure will be 5G. Right. Now, what they are saying is, but X income is 9/10 of Y's income. Okay. So, what I have taken X income? 3x. 3x is equal to how much? 9/10 of 5 Y's income. What is Y's expenditure? Y's expenditure. So, what is expenditure? Which is 5G. Correct? So, you can even simplify this. This becomes 3 1s are 3 3s are 5 1s are 5 2s are. So, X is equal to 3/2 G. Correct? Next, find the ratio of X saving to Y's saving. Okay. So, you have to find the ratio of savings ratio of X divided by Y. Savings ratio of X and Y. How will you do it? Saving means what? Saving is nothing but whatever you earn, income minus whatever you spend. Right? You earn something and you will spend it after spending, after doing all the expenditure, whatever is remaining, that is your savings. So, income minus expenditure is your saving. Similarly, here also income minus expenditure. Okay. I will write I minus E. This is for X and this is for Y. Now, write that ratio. What is X income? What is X income? Which is 3x. Minus. What is the expenditure? Which is 4G. 3x minus 4G divided by Y. What is Y's income? 4x. Minus what is Y's expenditure? Which is 5G. Correct? Okay. Now, you already know the value of X in terms of G. Substitute here and try to simplify it. Okay. So, when you substitute the value here, this becomes 3 into 3/2 G, X value minus 4G. Everything will come into one terms, because if there are two unknowns, you cannot find it, right? As simple as that. Then 4 into 3/2 G, okay, minus 5G. Okay. Now 2 1s are 2 2s are, right, 3 3s are 9, and then what you will get? Substitute all of them. This becomes 3 3s are 9/2G minus 4G minus 4G divided by, okay, wait, 2 3s are 9, 9G minus 5G. Okay. Now, since I don't have a space here, I hope you will subtract and simplify this. Once you simplify this, you will get X saving divided by Y's saving in the ratio 1:2. Okay. 1:2. As simple as that. You can observe here itself 1/2. If you take this 1/2 and write it here, and here itself we will get the ratio 1/2, because if you take it out, you can cancel this and you will remain with 1/2. So, answer is 1/2. Clear? So, So anybody, any doubt guys still here? If you have any doubts, please let me know. I hope you got the answer till here. So the answer is option A, 1/2. I cannot see the charts, wait. Okay, 1:2. So your Polakala, Somshekar is saying 1:2. Yes, the answer is 1:2. So by this we completed ratio, proportion and variation. Okay, so don't stop it here. Please learn as many problems as possible. Learn the concept as well, and please do attend the quiz. Join a Telegram channel, and if you have any feedback, please do give your feedbacks as well. Okay, even after any queries, if you have any queries, please do let me know. Anybody, any queries? No queries? If you have any, okay, no queries. Others, Jenka said no queries. Others, guys, please do attend the quiz and join. So Telegram link is not working. Okay, if it is not working, go to any of the last videos or go to the first video, number system video, and from there you can join the Telegram channel. If it is still not working, tomorrow I'll in the next upcoming video or in the same video I'll change the link. Okay, so don't worry, I'll change the link. Others, any queries? Okay guys, so if there are no queries, thank you so much and have a nice evening.